roll call, please.
Perry,
Here.
Orchard,
Here.
Wallander, McAdams.
Okay, we're gonna move on.
No, I would like to make a motion that we have a meeting to put all the bids back out. These people were contacted, that we have bids from right here, S&H, Caterpillar, Heritage, and the people that are illegal, and that we ask them, and in 1 week's time, come back to the meeting on the 21st to make a decision on it.
There's also a phone number that I put in there yesterday with used ones, and there's a place in Springfield that does a commitment with warranties, and I think we need to check there as well.
And it's to go to everybody on this, the used ones too.
The phone number that I gave to the one in Springfield. And I think we need to call that Larry in Springfield to find out if he has anything that has warranties available.
I'll agree to that as long as we can meet within a week, next week, the 21st, to make a decision. It should be a week's time, should be enough for them to get bids on all that.
If you want to rebid legally, you must put it in 2 newspapers. The soonest I can get it into a paper today would be Saturday. It has to run 5 days. Or you have to give them 5 days to get their bids in, so you can't do it by the 21st.
What about the 24th, which is Friday?
Calendar.
Maybe a week and a half, probably.
Yeah, we can give them 5 days by the 24th. 24th, we give them like 6 days.
She's checking first. And do I need one call to Jeffrey to get those bids? Do I need to contact Jeffrey to get those bids?
We have a motion to put bids out again,
I'm good on the 24th.
including the one for Springfield. Do I have a second?
What time do you guys want to do it?
And that's second, yeah.
I can make it the 24th. I don't have a problem with that, but it's kind of like comparing apples and oranges.
But if part of the problem is not having a warranty on it, and not knowing where they're getting it from, I think that this gentleman will have what we're looking for used. And we'll be, as long as we can maintain it also. As a city, we got to be able to maintain our equipment, we have to be able to maintain it, we have to
That's why,
We
when you look at the
have
one,
average ones, correct?
well, if you look at the one, it's got like a 3,000 hours. We can put it back out there again, you know, we need to make a decision within a reasonable amount of time. We don't need to wait till the end of August for something such as that.
74 horsepower with tracks.
74. So 74 and a half is the limit for the DEF system, and we would like to steer clear of the DEF system, because it's usually a problem area.
74 is as high as we can go.
And then
It's
tracks.
74 and a half to be exact.
You said tracks.
Yes, ma'am, for the steep areas tracks, much nicer.
It has to
It has
have.
to be high flow, yes, ma'am. With the safety door,
You know, I did ballistic door for sure.
yeah.
Ballistic.
Yeah, they are, they call it, door, ballistic door, or whatever, it's for the bush hole.
So what is the attachment for the back for the equipment that we do have?
I can't hear you.
The attachment for the back of it, for the equipment we do have, what is that called?
The bucket,
No, like it would attach, like it could connect to where you're.
it's standard quick attach, skid steers quick attach.
Yeah.
So attach the buckets and the
They're-
they're all standard. It has to be a high flow machine, or the majority of our implements, we cannot use.
There's a motion.
I'll second.
Yeah, second. All in favor?
What time are you gonna have the meeting? What time do you want to have the meeting on the 24th?
I'm okay at that.
4:30? 4:30.
4:30? That was your thing?
4:30, 2 o'clock? What? I'm here at 4:30.
Okay. There's a motion and a second. 4:30. We'll do a roll call.
Perry,
Aye.
Orchard,
Aye.
Wallander, McAdams.
In your packet, it's clear with a report from the Senate. Anybody have any questions on that? How many would you like to have the room for the stream concert?
All right, thanks, guys. So for one, it is the end of our contract period, so I know I owe you guys a complete financial report and a copy of our 990. Ricky's working on the financial report, so I'll get that in, by the end of the month. But I can tell you, we are well ahead of where we were this time last year. And just a couple of updates I have to share outside of financial. So since February, we have increased our chamber membership 60%. So that's helped, put us ahead. Fourth of July seems to be pretty successful, so thank you again to the city for everything that was gone into that. And we're starting planning for Pine Ridge.
You done an awesome job.
I really appreciate that. I really appreciate
The fireworks is great.
The parade was like awesome. We didn't have any city behind there.
it. I'm gonna set the bar, no, it's gonna be great.
We know it well.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Moving on to the June meeting minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the one.
I'll second
A motion, a second, any discussion? Roll call
Harrison,
Aye.
Orchard,
Aye.
Wallner, McAdams,
Aye.
vote. Moving on to department reports.
Hey Karen, this is a nice thing. Can I say something nice while you guys are doing it?
Sure, go ahead.
All right, I just wanted to thank you guys for what you did on, Web Street. Got rid of the tree and made it look all pretty, and that was awesome. Thank you very much. Great job. Now, we can see, and the buses can see, so thank you. Oh, oh my goodness.
All right, guys, we're watching this shuffle paper. I just wanted to, kind of fill you in on the activities of, our employees in the last couple of weeks. We've been very busy, tackling a big project on Red Street, hoping that it will help reduce some of the flooding that appears to they've trimmed the trees on Walnut Street, also trimmed on Fifth Street, or Third Street, sorry. They have another project at the corner of Douglas and Elm Street that they will be tackling next week. There's also a area that floods, and they're gonna be taking out some trees that are overhanging lines. Police department's been pretty busy this month.
That's the homeless, the grant thing where you will now emergency management. Where you're now emergency management for,
Yeah.
is that,
Head Start.
what?
For the, Hal Morgan Carter group that's restarting, yes.
Yes. Is that something that you're gonna be able to get grants from them as well, or is?
I don't know if so much, the police department But I think the equipment benefit will be, definitely for the fire department. It's a lot of hazmat, FEMA-related equipment. And so I think there'll be definitely grant opportunities for the city, but I think it'll be more for the fire side of it. But, they needed a voting member to be law enforcement, and so I volunteered.
Did you kind of look into that, what we discussed about the building?
I have, I've talked to several people, and the grants for police department buildings are basically non-existent.
Like the fire, we trust the fire.
A little bit, I think there is, that building, I think there is some ownership of the building, like where it's located at, that, yeah.
Does he have you looked into the shelter building, maybe the police department too?
I have not looked at the FEMA shelter, but I think the city has been looking into the FEMA shelter.
We've been talking to school power,
Yeah.
and there's a joint effort between the school systems, city, and Mercy Hospital, that we're exploring some grants, and Mercy says that they can help with the matching money.
I just wonder if they could put like a police department, room in there.
So from what I understand of the FEMA shelter, it's gotta be like a public use building. So a lot of places don't have like a gym inside of it. A lot of times they're with the school district. So I believe like, Winona and Eminence are both tied in with the school. And so I just,
Yeah.
The hospital,
yeah, the purpose of the facility is a shelter. They wanna make sure it remains that way.
when I talked to the hospital, they have been wanting to add on to the hospital for several years and had plans drawn up that would, increase the lab, cardiac rehab, occupational physical therapy, and it's proposed that there be a two-story addition beyond the front side of the hospital, and the bottom floor will be the shelter. So that you kill two birds with one stone, and we actually have a bigger, nicer shelter, because we only have funds, and we hard to get all 2,700 upstairs. And, so we're in the preliminary talking stage, meeting with the school on the 22nd of June, and we explore that further. It's not noted anywhere that I see, but the police department has been working very hard and renovating the booking room at the police station, so it's really good. See, zoning request location. Request location.
Make a motion to accept the department report. I'll make a motion to accept the department report. I'll second.
Any further questions or discussion? Roll call vote.
Perry,
Aye.
Orchard,
Aye.
Wallander, McAdams.
Financial report.
On the bill. On the bill, we didn't do it last month. Remember, it was late.
Yes.
Is there anybody who need a copy of that? Okay.
Yes.
I had a question on the law firm.
Mike?
I had a question on the law firm bill. Did we not receive that? Earlier, or why is it we got late fees in the bill?
Last month you approved it, and I could have sworn I gave it to payables to pay, but she said I didn't, and I can't swear I did or didn't, so it just got missed last month.
And what, May or June?
It was the May,
Because June was late also.
no, the June one's not late, the June one didn't get here until the 7th of July.
Because it had a late fee or something like that.
Yes, that's for May's late fee.
Has Lady Lane been taken out for?
I am not sure Buddy Lane's been paid for, I believe it has. But I'd have to look to be sure.
Page 52, it says it's in a pre-renewal limit, June 22nd on the CD, 2%.
Yes.
Do we want to leave it there, or do we want to try to get a better rate?
Last time they came up for renewal, I tried to get a better rate, and that's all they'd give me.
Really?
I can call them again. It's like I can move it to a different bank, but our ordinance says it has to be in a bank in Mountain View.
Right.
So I have two choices. And we already have CDs at both, so I guess I can flip them across the street.
That's it, then we're gonna give us 2%, and charge you
Yeah.
7.
That's what they did to me the last time. That's not funny.
I know it's not funny, but that's the truth.
Yeah, there was a bank in Houston that would have given us 8% the last time we had one up for renewal, but our ordinance says I can't take it to Houston, it has to stay here.
Well, yeah, we don't want it.
May I ask how much that CD's got in?
47,690.
That's why they won't go up on it. If it's not up to 100, they won't.
See, and all our CDs are under 100. All of our CDs are under
I'm just
100.
saying, that's why they won't deal. That's why you was when I.
Can I ask a question, Terry, on page 66, on the bank account report?
Can't hear you.
With all these big numbers that's on there, is this because the books are off?
You mean the outstanding or the cash balances?
Both,
The page number.
66.
Yeah, like it shows the general fund is minus 100, or minus 1 million. That can't be right. I don't think things are getting posted to the right funds, because one fund will have, at the bottom, we're 987,000 to the good by the time you figure everything. But it's just not going to the right places.
So we specifically don't know.
No.
On the page 65 and 45 of the Sheila account, is that 60/30?
Is that the one that's supposed to be,
Which account?
the wastewater,
45.
4502, that's the one I've been putting the 4,800 every month in. But how to figure that, the 60? That one, I'm not sure how we're supposed to be. That's part of what this auditor or financial consultant's gonna help with.
because they're supposed to have a set amount in there. at all
Right.
times, correct?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we just got that one set up.
I want a motion to approve the claims report in the current course. If there's nothing else, I'll second it.
Mike? I have a motion and a second on financial reports. Do we have any further questions or discussion?
Perry,
Aye.
Orchard, Wallander, McAdams.
Next item is the bids for voting. Discovered that it hadn't been bid in quite some time, so.
That's it.
And all the propane companies in the area were contacted by phone and advised that we propane up for bids and the date, and only one company sent us a bid. The bid for the year, bid of the year 26, April 27. Mountain Vehicle Company bid at $1.79 for the winter rate, and Summerfield is $1.59. That includes the delivery of the propane maintenance of the tanks, no delivery fees, and they'll keep them full, and the tanks belong to Mountain View Oil Company, and they do not charge us tank.
What are we currently?
Right now.
I don't know what we're paying.
Right now, the rate is $1.59, but the winter rate is going to be much higher than $1.79. But we can lock in our propane at that price for the winter time.
I'll make a motion to approve the Mountain View Oil Company bid for propane. Summerfield of $1.59 and winter at $1.79.
But they don't want to receive.
That's the only one we're seeing. Everybody was contacted.
Awesome.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Roll call
Harry,
Aye.
Orchard,
Aye.
Wallander, McAdams.
vote. We also published a bid for fuel, diesel, gasoline, and jet. Once again, we received one bid, even though we didn't talk to both the anchor and circle. At the present time, we are purchasing our fuels from both places. Okay, the fuel pricing for road diesel is rack price with a markup or discount adjustment. And, our price will be 15 cents over what they paid for it. So the price of July of this year, as anything, would be, our price would be $4.02. The regular retail price is $4.29.9. so our price will be $2.69. Unleaded gasoline for July would be $3.22.6. The regular price for that, for the public is $3.69.9, so we save 47.3 cents per gallon.
Who is this? Who is this?
This is just sitting down.
You got, you get it?
Submitted for that will be based on a discount off the retail price. Right now, we're paying on price. But with this bid, we'll pay less.
Karen, I know whenever, you want me to talk louder? No, I know it's kind of an agreement whenever, the Anchor annexed in, that we would buy our fuel, some of the employees, remember that area? That's why they went, and then they said to the city that it's not in writing, it's just something that they agreed to, that, some of the employees would be buying their fuel from the Anchor.
I think that they will give us some discount, but they did not put in a bid for them. I know one of the guys used that in revenues for them. I don't mind going to see if we can get a discount from them also.
They did give us a bit on the jet. Yeah. Fuel is all included.
Okay.
$2 a gallon off the retail price.
Thanks for the turn one in.
I emailed the Anchor a bid sheet, so I'm really surprised they didn't give it back.
Hard to do a contract, rather than this.
Yeah,
There's only two.
yeah, she contacted in my belief, and I did too.
Well, I mean, if they didn't put it in, those people would track that.
And then that much content. I'm gonna make a motion to postpone the fuel bid until the Friday meeting we have with the skid steer, and hopefully give the Anchor time to also put in a bid for it, because I'd rather spend our money local.
we'll need to republish it and repost it to make it legal.
Yeah,
And,
just like we are with this district.
just like where with the skids,
Yeah.
I can put both of them out.
Yeah, second.
I'll second it.
Roll call vote.
Perry,
Right.
Orchard,
Aye.
Wallander, McAdams.
Our next item is Sullivan.
Is what?
Sullivan. Sullivan.
Well, it's done on our reviews.
Yeah.
You want me to explain it?
I mean, basically, this was approved 5 months ago pending the contractor, which he turned his stuff in, and now here we are again revisiting it. So,
Well, we didn't have a clear enough vision of what was being done, so.
Okay, so
we're
current-
set to the.
Yeah. Of course, yes. Okay, so obviously everybody knows Sylvan owns the 3 apartment buildings down here. Currently they are on 3 meters tied together, which is no way for him to split up and be able to bill each individual tenant for the water, so he'd have to pay that out of pocket himself, which makes no sense, but that's what it was set up originally. We would like to add off of the line that is right there in the picture that I presented, and I assume you guys got email. It did show, yes, oh, in print color, sorry. So, if it was in color, it's color coded, and as far as the blue lines across that have writing in them, everything that we would be adding, let's see, 2 or 3 meters on the page, it's 2, wasn't it?
Two on one.
We'd be adding 2 meters beside the current 3, which there would be no change other than tapping back to the line. Thank you. Yes.
So there'll be no attachment to the plan.
There will be, obviously, we'll have to tap the main anyway, in order to add those 3 behind the current meters.
We'll be able to, so those should be all 3, each on individual 1-inch feeds.
Yeah.
So according to the map, which we've all seen evidence of how accurate our maps are, you know firsthand. The map says 2-inch galvanized across the street. It says there's a valve on the east side of East Street. You know, feeding that 2-inch, which then branches off into 3 individual 1 inches. So the plan was, we map out, shut that down, tee into that 2-inch galvanized with this 2-inch,
CTS
barrier. And then have 10 individual, saddle taps off that 2-inch.
Okay.
So there was three there, and then put an additional 2, that would handle 4 apartments plus the laundromat. And then down past the end of the parking area, we would extend that out, I forget how many feet it was.
Which we put 40 foot on there, that was a rough estimate, and maybe more like 60.
So,
Just to get past the gravel and the parking beside the buildings right there, so it would be a straight shot over.
yeah,
And then we would be adding 8 meters right there to supply those 2 buildings, the farthest one back and the one on the side. We would then be taking our part, which would be my part, and we would be running them and individually tapping them off of each meter into each unit, so that he could split up the bills accordingly and be able to bill the tenants as it should, separate. Because obviously him paying the water bills for, 12 apartments on 3 meters, he's footing the bill losing money like that, so.
Right.
So so when you shut this valve off, you're going to be putting in the water lines everywhere, not just, which the city does not do anything until you get those ready and, put
The meters have to be in first.
typically that's how we do it. We usually tap the main, set the meter pit, and all that.
So the city has to put in a main across 60 foot and then down the apartment complex and then back behind, or is
No,
that's what you're
I'm
doing?
going to show you on
Yeah,
that.
please, yeah,
So,
this is the next.
See where we've got to add 8 meters, they'll be right there.
There's supposed to be a valve there, we're trying to find that. Worst case scenario, if we cannot find that valve, we may have to shut down this 10 inch and put a valve in there. But, so what he's planning on doing is putting in a T right here in our line, or I say T, essentially. We'll put a T in and we'll extend the city's line, which is the 2 inch, extend it over to here, and then put the 8 additional meters here. And then he will bury all this in and bring it in to the individual apartments.
So the city's gonna have to put in 60 hours.
Yeah, 40 to 60 foot.
Which we also will be helping dig and volunteering to save the city on man
I don't
hours.
know if I'm getting that right. Let's do it.
Place two, but don't get all
This is right here.
Anyway,
So this is
He's
the
gonna
extension.
he's standing there, shut off down
Right.
there.
This is here.
And you got to put a 2 inch to 3 inch.
Because right now, this fence line feeds 3 meters.
Right.
So.
And that's the 3 original units.
One going to one building, one going to another building.
So.
My question is this, is it 5 meters, or what's the deal there?
Yeah, so what he's gonna do is, like I said, 2 here, and then he doesn't have it on here, but he's gonna need to set 8 more here.
Okay.
Right there where the line is, it shows 8 in.
His water lines in.
Okay. So we're looking at putting the meters here, on either corner?
So there are 3 here.
Okay.
So we're just gonna put 2 more here and 8 right there.
And then they're gonna be responsible for here, all that, everything.
So there's nothing going this direction.
So what do you,
That would be all on him.
Oh,
so what do you figure this will take right here to do that?
As far as time,
Yeah.
that part I couldn't tell you. It all depends on what we do.
Okay, and then you're gonna dump 8 meters over here, and then you're gonna put 2 here. That's what I'm understanding. But there's 5 apartments over there.
they're gonna be.
There's already 3.
Oh, okay, you're gonna just
So
add.
these are gonna be, so these 5 here will be running these apartments here, and these 8 will be running these and these. Correct.
Which there's 5 on one side because there is laundry net on that side.
All you want to say is because when 8 meters go down here at the bottom, and actually 10 meters.
Definitely 10 meters.
Right.
Which we will
You're
have,
gonna go from there, everywhere else?
yes, which we will be helping the city install to save man hours for the city.
Okay.
He's gonna bury all that.
And we'll also have our equipment on site for the city to use as well.
Everything that we would need, we've got most of it on the original.
You're gonna have 2 meters there, so 8 meters there. And then these are just gonna be one apartment. That's how I get it. Okay. So what are we going to?
Except for the meters and
Okay,
the parts the city will need to add to have for the meters. That's correct.
what's the cost of the 10 meters? And you have, what is the cost of these 10 meters in the line?
What's that?
What's the cost of the 10 meters?
What is
I don't know, you're the water guy, not me.
But I don't have the thing yet.
I think we already told her that it wasn't it.
Was it 11? 11,
$11.50 for install or something. Do you remember what it was, Beth?
It was between 7 and I thought 10, but you guys didn't have an accurate price.
I don't remember, it's got 11.25 or 11.50 per meter for tap and meter install and all that. but I didn't know anything had changed. So,
So you're looking at $12,000, just rounded it roughly $12,000 for the meters. And then we have got to get 40 feet worth of pipe for the 8 meters down here. You're gonna put up.
I've got, let me get back to my notes, I was putting together earlier. So I got a quote for all the additional expense to extend the city's infrastructure. This is above and beyond whatever the new meter install fee is. So I come up with, my calculator, so not counting the new meter install fee, the additional infrastructure would be $2,305.
I'm
Plus,
sorry, what is it?
$2,305 was the city main extension. That's the valve, the pipe, the T's, the pipe, all that. 2,305 plus whatever the new meter install fee is. I don't remember if it's 1125 or 1150, I haven't dealt with that.
And that's including the meter, when you're saying
Yes,
install,
yes,
okay.
yes. Yeah, that new meter install fee would be the pipe running to the yoke bar, the head, the tailpiece, yoke bar, meter pit, ring and lid.
And that's
then they come out.
1,100 a piece?
1125 or 1150, I don't remember the exact amount. So, yeah, that was changed.
So on this plan,
So, he's looking at
Basically, looking
basically,
at about 15,000 gross.
Say on the high end, if it's 1150, what we had, 10 meters total? So that'd be 11.
plus the 2305.
So, yeah.
So basically, he's at 13,900 to be safe.
Yeah, 13.5.
For everything?
Somewhere around there.
It's 13.8 with the 2305 and 11.5 for the meters.
There's only 3 off.
so on this, the part of the thing that, and the concern that we had is trying to get all that at once. So you guys have a plan,
Yes.
motion like you and Eddie to get all of what the city needs to accomplish. For
Correct.
them to get started.
Yes, so basically, we're gonna have to do everything first as far as the meters, of course. So that will be a one-stage process where we all get in, that way the city's not shut down in that area to get that done. Once that is complete, everything else, that has to be complete before we can start our digging on his property around.
Which is on, his time.
Correct, but as far as the city, from the time we have the materials, I would think 1 to 2 days as far as, but we're gonna put a independent shut-off valve in where we can do the tap and then turn it back on. So from the time we find it, a few minutes, and we're not actually gonna shut anybody down for longer than that. So I would say an hour of shutdown time on that line in order for us to do a tap, put our independent valve. Then we can carry it on for, if it takes us 2 days to get all the meter bits put in, it's not affecting anymore.
What about, yeah, that's what I'm wondering, the apartment people in the apartments, what, they're gonna have water? No?
For now, we're not.
Oh, for now, that's it.
Now, as far as the people in the apartments, once we start digging, our plan is to go through and only shut one down at a time and before our new
Well,
line.
that's your problem.
Right, I just make sure that's what you would mean. Yeah. No, we plan to shut them down for, I would say, an hour once we get into the final line and do the tap, is what we're shooting for.
So we agreed to this when and start date.
That's dependent on the city, on when the materials can be here for aid.
Where you gotta order materials out of there?
I mean, either anywhere from Springfield to Tennessee, all depends on
Warehouse.
what's closest. So I figured, I think I told you guys, most of it was about a week out, so lead time is really not an issue.
So you need to get a shoot for a start date. I mean, meter pits, you already have a meter pit, you're gonna have.
We have meter pits, I need to get some more yoke bars, I've only got just a handful of those left, so I need yoke bars. I'll have to order, angle check valves and shut-off valves, because it's gonna deplete our inventory on that side, so, basically. The meter pits, I probably won't order all of those, we got a whole stack of them things. I mean, if we can keep 3 or 4 meter pits in stock.
So what you're saying is you need $10,000 to order all this stuff? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a lot of labor figured into that too. I mean, that 11.25, 11.50 is also, taken into consideration by grant. So I just sat down and figured out exactly what all the parts would cost, you know.
Okay.
I can order.
Okay, probably, I'm sure someone would do a deposit on it.
I'm sorry.
Someone wanted to do a deposit on it, if you, like a deposit.
You would do a deposit on it if need be.
Yeah.
We wanna do, what I was wondering is, what do we wanna do? Do we wanna do like a 50% down, and then 50% when they're installed? What do we normally do there? You come into City Hall, you
Usually
have
I come in,
a water
just-
meter.
Just pay the 11.50 and then you'll put it in.
Okay.
On schedule, you'll put it in.
So that's what I'm getting at, I think is, they wanna
Once
know.
he pays is what you're saying.
No, yeah, well, they gotta pay, but they wanna know when you're gonna get started. And if you go to ordering all this stuff, somebody's gotta come up with some money somewhere.
Which is why I ordered it all.
Right, well, I mean,
We've already approved it, we just needed the plan, and I think it sounds like a pretty fair plan.
well, I mean, for all we're gonna do is, we're just gonna put the 10 meters in, that's easy enough. I say that's easy enough. The hard part's gonna come when he goes to each building, trying to figure out where to tie it in. That's not our problem. What we want to do then, do we want to start charging them every month for a meter?
I think we should just come in, pay for his meters, and the price that Gary said, and then
Then we can work out scheduling between the 3 of us and figure out what works best for
I'm
everybody.
sorry, I couldn't understand what you're saying, Calvin.
Well, that's what I was.
Charging him every month for a meter, is that what you're saying?
Well, that's what they do, the water meter.
But if he's buying these meters, that he shouldn't get charged.
Well, they're talking about the service fees.
Service fee.
Is what they're talking about.
What you're gonna charge the tenants.
Yeah.
Oh, so it goes to the tenant.
It'll
Yeah,
go.
well, wait a minute.
The water amount will still be the, if somebody moves out and they're still on.
You're just meaning whether to,
We don't want you to put 10 meters in and then just let them sit, 10 meters just sit there. I mean, if we're gonna use all this time, I mean, okay, hopefully you'll get them hooked up within a month.
We're gonna start looking at
Or
that.
less. What I'm saying is we just don't want the meters to sit there.
They're not gonna sit there.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying is, so, okay.
But two.
In other words, Beth, is the apartments all rented out, pretty much all.
I'm sorry, Beth.
It's all the apartments pretty much rented out,
Are they what?
Are they full?
rented out.
Yeah.
Yes, everything is
Is
full.
that what you mean, Calvin? To make
Well,
sure
okay,
that-
if you put a meter in,
Mhm.
okay, you pay to put that meter in, it's just sitting there.
They're
And we
going,
wanna use it,
well, they're going to, because once
Well,
they
yeah,
get
that's
the
what I'm-
meters in, then
Right.
each tenant will have to come put it in their separate names and get the
Well,
meters.
each tenant's already got electric in their name, so
It
it'll
would be
go
added
on.
on to theirs.
They have to be notified by
If
us.
we do it like Karen said, he comes in, he
Pays for the
pays the
meter.
fee,
Yes.
Right.
we install it. If it sits there for 6 months idle, it's not costing the city anything because it's already been paid.
okay, that's what I was getting at, that's what I was.
until they're hooked up, it's still being paid off the 3 meters currently. We're gonna do one at a time. So as we hook them up, the meters will start running.
And as the tenant leaves, the water remains, well, that wouldn't work that way, but.
Well, okay, some landlords have an agreement set up to where if the tenant moves out, it automatically gets read over into
We
the
just,
landlord's.
we need to start,
Some tenants, some landlords want
we
to
need to
shut.
how quickly you get the
But
meter.
if you plan on cleaning, you're gonna need it on hand.
yeah,
That's
how
total.
soon can you have meters so that we need a start date?
Uh,
We need to have them.
Today's 14.
14. I could make a call, I could make a call tomorrow and probably have them,
If they're in stock.
if they're in stock, which which we have the meters, it's gonna be the additional stuff.
The end of July, beginning of August. End of July, beginning of August.
Yeah,
Next
I
week.
feel like we should have it all back in, all in by then.
So,
By when?
if you guys come in and do your deposit on if you guys come in and do the deposit on your meters and stuff within the next day or two, then you can start ordering and purchasing stuff, and then have a planned start date of the
27th, maybe, or 24th?
Well, I would say the beginning of August, just because that would give enough time for everything to kind of.
Probably so, and I'm gonna be out all next week anyways. I'm
But we-
I'm thinking that
You're around it.
I'm grounded.
The only time that we can't work is the week of the third. That is the only time that we will not be working
Outside
outside.
of August,
Yes.
okay, well,
So what are we shooting for on start date?
if that's the case, let's say start date of August 10th. How's that sound to you?
We wanted to know in 5 years. Okay, what kind of deposit is he needing to bring in?
Needs to pay for the 10 meters.
Just pay for the meters, okay? And you'll get an exact number or anything?
Yeah, just the week of the third.
That's not
You'll get him an exact number
Yeah, come back for
for him to bring in.
the, yeah, I'll tell the girls up front, and then, I think Jack can call you. Do I do that? Do I call him and tell him how much, or just tell the girls up
I
front?
would say one of you guys come in and speak with them
Thank you.
once we.
Yeah, you'll figure out and make it
Yeah.
invoice for it.
Yeah.
Part of that.
Okay, all right. Sounds good.
Do not want to wrap that all next year.
Okay, we have a start date of August 10th, correct? Thank you, guys. We'll move on in.
Do you have the motion this?
We have the other.
Well, I just want to make sure before we leave.
Well, that's all right.
This has been an ongoing thing for quite a while,
Yes,
so,
ma'am.
and we're sorry it took so long, but we just gotta make sure everything's right.
Gotcha.
But thank you guys so much for being here. Yes, thank you.
Thanks for having us at short notice.
It's all good. Be happy, he's just gonna be happy on their end.
Okay. Okay. Did you want to say anything about the sheriff's office in this?
I think it's 1,500, so I think I will need a motion.
We need a motion?
I think I do need a motion. And explain.
What the invoices were. So, every year, this ties into an invoice we approved a couple months ago. Every year, we set aside $1,500 for drug task force to support them, it's our yearly use. And we set aside $1,500 for the County Sheriff's Office, specifically for the SWAT team. Usually they purchase, like, in the last couple of years, they purchase ALS, CS gas, so like, they bust out the window, being that gun, pumping the tear gas. We help purchase that because they're a multi-jurisdictional task, agency, the SWAT team is, so we need them in comparing with us. And so this is a way we help support them. And so we've been doing this many years, I think since I've been in the department, we've been doing this. And so this is, this year I requested an invoice from the sheriff's office and they sent that to us. So this is how many SWAT used. One item of $1,500, it's signed, the sheriff has signed it and they gave instructions on how to bring it, check to the sheriff's office. And so I'm just asking for council approval. It is a line item. I do have $1,500 left in that line item because $1,500 was budgeted for it.
Your canine program? How much is that?
I'll make a motion to approve the SWAT Bill.
I was just gonna put it together. The canine and the SWAT together.
I think we need to do it separate.
Okay.
We have a motion,
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Talk about the fee.
Gary, I will give this to you. Okay.
Pass it on.
So, next up, let's talk about potential canine program. We have, I tried to be thorough in the packet, so I put a lot of pages in there, and so I'm sure you probably have a chance to read everywhere, but I tried to cover most of the bases in the packet. A brief summary, Lock and Loaded Canine in Missouri is offering to donate a canine to the department. Belgian Malinois, he's 3 years old, his name is Dexter. He has been looked at by who would be his trainer. The trainer has signed off. I also included the trainer's resume in the packet. The trainer said he's a good dog, a trainable dog, and does not see any issues with the dog making it through training and certification process to become a drug detection dog. This would be a single purpose use only dog, so it would be for scent work. I'm not against having a dual purpose like patrol dog, but for us here in town, the liability, I don't think really. Usually would have a dual purpose dog. It's been several years since we've had a good canine. I'm sure most of you remember Canine Abby. She was an awesome dog. I kind of want my goal for this would be kind of get back to that point where we could go into the school, have the school demos, walk around town like pioneer days and be interactive with the community, but also serve a purpose of helping with drug detection and drug interdiction. The sheriff's office does have dogs. I know this might be a question, is like, we use the sheriff's office dogs. We do when they're available. There is a law, we cannot unnecessarily delay a traffic stop waiting for a dog. And so courts have kind of ruled we've got about 20 minutes before it becomes delayed, a traffic stop becomes delayed. So if the dog is like around West Plains and we're on a traffic stop, they have to be doing nothing else and fly here with the dog and be in that window. And so a lot of times we'll want to use a dog to try to do drug work. The dog is just outside of that window. We can't delay the stop long enough for the dog. And
So it's a beneficial asset to the
it's
department.
hugely beneficial. Just going back over the years, looking around with drug arrests specifically when we had Abby, night and day difference, because if we have a working dog working with the officers, they make a stop and they're like, there's likely drugs here, but we need the dog. And the dog's working, it becomes much easier to do drug interdiction in town. And, that would be the reason I want to start this program. The dog would be donated. They have the Lock and Load does obedience training, so there's some training. They would charge a flat rate of $300 for the obedience training. The drug interdiction training, the scent work, would be $1,000, provided by the trainer who submitted his resume. And make sure his name is Casey Wilson. I want to get that right. He owns Canine in Springfield, Missouri, and he has references of dogs he's trained for other departments. So I've tried to include a yearly estimate on dog food, estimate on vet bills. A few other things is that equipment. The sheriff's office has reaches not the packet. I was waiting on word from the sheriff that they had this piece of equipment. After I submitted the packet, he called me. They are willing to donate us a cage for the patrol car. They had an old cage that they're no longer using that would fit one of our Explorers, and they just had to look at it. It was in their storage. And the sheriff was telling me it's approved, they'll donate us the cage. So that's a probably $3,000 or $4,000 item that they'll just give us. We have already purchased from several years ago from when another officer had his own personal canine that we helped supplement a little bit. We have in storage an almost brand new, what they call a hot and top system. It measures the temperature inside the car. And if, like, for some reason, the AC goes out and the car starts to overheat inside, it'll just pop the door and let the dog out. So the dog doesn't overheat. We have one of those, and that's like $1,000. I actually wrote that on a grant about 4 years ago. We have that.
What kind of lifespan is that?
So he's 3 years old. We probably have an officer that's interested in doing this. I would like to take credit for most of this, but he actually did almost all the work on this, like talking to the people, lining all this up. He's very interested in this. Like, he's done all of this. He can go off the chief, like, this is something you're interested in, here's this, and he had done all of this work. He's a very good officer. He's got years of experience. He's our most productive officer as far as like traffic stops, arrests. I would trust him with a dog to complete all the training and do all required maintenance training. He has a secure place for it. I would have no issues with this officer having a dog. And it would be our dog, so if the officer ever left, it would still, we would retain the dog.
What do you think would be your yearly cost?
So the yearly cost, I have it.
I think we got $580.
Yeah, I believe that's with the dog food, and then whatever it's $50 a year to recertify the dog, and then whatever the vaccination would be, I think it was like $250 or something like that. So right around $1,200, I would say $1,200 a year to just keep the dog.
And 1,300 to start up.
Start it up, yeah. And so, about that, what you saw that I requested for in the packet is we don't have a line item for canine. This is kind of an unexpected, this mid-year thing that we have an opportunity to get a donated canine. We just done a fundraiser for the department, calendar ad sales, a few weeks ago. And we had just received a check for the proceeds from that. We will be receiving another check next year, as this is a 2-year partnership with them. The check we received was $1,118. Which will pay for most of this, because it's kind of a lot of money out of the council to approve that use. I would also suggest, as I'm requesting among all this budget amendment, I have in my vehicle purchase line item, I have $3,000 that's in $20,000 in there, we used cut 17. I would request that we take $1,000 of that, and with that check, we create a canine line item. I feel that would be $2,118. That I feel like that would cover all training, getting the dog up and going, and then all the food and any kind of vet bills needed for the rest of this year. And that would put us, into 2027.
And you want me to take it out of the rest of your vehicle budget, and what was the other one?
The rest that, the other one, I would request that we use the proceeds from our first payment from the calendar ad sales, which is $1,180. I actually given Terry that check already, because it's been unallotted. I don't know if you put it in general revenue.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
general revenue.
But
It's line item to police
Yeah.
department funds, but it's.
yeah,
in
so I know, any kind of funds coming into the city is kind of got to go into general revenue and kind of approved out from there. So I would be asking also approval to use that check funds to help start this.
And you said you wanted to add this into your budget every year. As
I think around 2,000, 2,500-ish every year, just to be stagnant, that's gonna be well over what we need, but kind of going forward, that would be kind of the number I would be looking at. The training, you wouldn't have to do the training like that, the officer does, the maintenance training, and then to just recertify it every year is $50. And so I think, thinking that a yearly budget of like 2,500 for the canine, I think that would be probably way over what we need, but.
We're gonna designate a car to it, because not too many people
Yes,
so
so
you
you would,
ride around with a
Right.
dog tail in the car all day.
yeah, you would have an estimated car, the car we're thinking about using right now is B6, it's got, less than 100,000 miles, the engine, hours are low on it, it's a good car. It doesn't give us problems. I think we could probably get good 4 or 5 years out of the car, I think.
It'll be about time to retire it with the dog.
Dog will probably outlast the car a little bit, but like,
Right.
yeah. I think a good, I think Abby Ward, she was 10, about 10, and I think 10 is her age of 10, is about, I did kind of draft a kind of model policy, included that. One note in the policy is that if the dog's ever retired, the handler would have first choice of adopting the dog after it's retired.
Well, we can't wait to meet Officer Dexter. I'll make a motion to approve. I'll second.
Any further discussion, questions?
I mean, I can't guarantee the dog's success, but I think it's very high probability with this dog. Yes.
Yes.
Perry,
Aye.
Orchard, Wallander, McAdams.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Moving on to the resolution for the CDBG program authorization, resolution 260714.
Resolution 260714, a resolution of the city, county of Mountain View, Missouri, stating intent to seek funding through the Community Development Block Grant Program and authorizing the mayor or presiding commissioner to pursue activities in an attempt to secure funding.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
Any further discussion or question? Roll call vote.
Perry,
Aye.
Orchard, Wallander,
Aye.
McAdams.
Next up is Bill 1498, ordinance 1811, the mayoral spending limit.
So on this one, before you read it, on the last sentence of the first paragraph,
Yeah. It says $5,000 spelled out, but $1,000 is.
Oh, I can correct that.
I saw that on the other one, it was big.
Yeah, the ordinance that I copied was 5,000 going down to 1,000, so, yeah, I missed one. Okay, Bill 1497, ordinance 1811, an ordinance amending the city code of ordinances for the city of Mountain View.
I'll make a motion to raise it to 3,000. I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Perry,
Aye.
Orchard, Wallander, McAdams.
aye.
Second reading, Bill number 1497, ordinance 1811, an ordinance amending the city code of ordinances for the city of Mountain View.
I'll make a motion to approve Bill 1497, ordinance 1811, Mary Rose Kidney. I'll second
Roll call vote.
Perry,
it. Aye.
Orchard, Wander, McAdams.
Moving on to Bill 1498, ordinance 1812, sewer addition.
So when we did the work session on this one, I think that we need to, get a better calculation on numbers. And since we don't have evidences anymore, maybe, if I can get a copy of the numbers, I would do some calculations. No, and if we've already averaged, we talked about this last night, we already averaged them for this year. We can't just wait.
Sorry.
If we already averaged them for this year, we discussed it last night, and Toby, did we think that it would be better to wait till January to start it?
Yeah.
We've already averaged it for the year.
Yeah.
But this would give us time to do calculation numbers and see if we can get it
Yeah.
by January.
When do you want to take it back up?
Motion to postpone the sewer averaging.
Till December,
Till when?
December meeting, so that we
I
can.
say November, that way we can, if we have any discussion, we can run, we can look at the budget, and hopefully by then, everything will be squared out from him. You got till November, Mr. Is that?
Yeah, you can postpone, yeah, I can get you the numbers.
We can discuss it later, but
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was something I could do, that way I could work on calculations.
Yeah, I can get you,
If we're gonna lose
yeah, we can get together and get numbers and,
We have a motion, we got a second.
Okay, I'll throw 2 cents worth in there for a minute. I did a little bit of investigating. Okay. Willow Springs does do averaging, but here's the deal. They don't actually do averaging, they let it go. If you go into Willow Springs, and say, listen, I'm gonna fill up a swimming pool, can I get a waiver on my sewer? That's what Willow Springs says. Went to West Plains, West Plains does nothing, it's like tough noogie. Okay, then I went up to Houston. Houston does do some averaging, but they do it February, March, and April. And, if it shows no difference, then they don't do anything. Mountain Grove, they're like a 50-50 type deal. Cabool, I didn't see anything in Cabool. We're gonna postpone this till.
I make a motion to postpone till November.
Roll call vote.
I have a motion, but I don't have a second.
I'll second.
Who was second?
Perry,
Aye.
Orchard,
Aye.
Wallander, McAdams.
Okay, moving on to the jacks. We have, I went down and talked to, Daniel and asked him what he was using to work on equipment, and he told me that he was using our equipment to lift vehicles to work on them, and I think that's not a good idea.
I make a motion that we put out an application for a diesel mechanic for our shop. That would help him out, and then with the Jackson stuff, we can put this to like a list. Like she said before, but she can labor the thing. Well, I know, but we could find like an actual list.
With lifts are a very large insurance premium. A lot of places have gotten away from that. He really doesn't do anything where he needs to lift anything that high.
Like you mean a lift?
Yeah.
I don't think we need a lift, but I think we need a hoist.
Instead of the
And,
jacks.
no, yeah, we need jack, but I guess that we need water.
Okay, well, we've got jacks in the I'm not sure where the other stuff came from.
It's just, we're just crazy.
Isn't there a lift down there already?
I don't know.
Supposedly not.
I didn't see one when I was.
No, the blue, it's a big blue one, like they have in Walmart, where
Yeah.
they lift them up in the air and change the oils.
Yeah.
They have,
It's down there.
They have one?
yeah, they have a,
Okay.
Right.
one of my cars.
No, this is, what she's talking about is jacks to get
Yeah, I
something.
Like your big equipment?
We just need jacks.
That's right, we need that, but I was just curious about a lift, I guess we have a lift. Okay.
So,
Well, it's already rated.
so I had asked David to find some prices, and he brought me some, and then, Gail
And, she wants.
brought me,
I still want to go back to the motion about hiring a decent mechanic for that. I think that it's needed, that somebody that can work on our equipment. And like, it's totally off the subject, but it has to do with the
That's
shop.
personnel that should be talked about in closed session.
It's about putting an ad out for a diesel mechanic.
Yeah, it's not. I would second that, but I don't wanna do something that's illegal. I feel like that's something that has to be done in person, closed session.
No, unless you're talking specific things, it is not. And I'm just saying that we need to put an ad out there for a diesel mechanic.
my only question is that we don't have that listed on our agenda.
Well, we can do it in voting. We can do it in voting. It has to be open because it's public forum.
Yeah.
And that is correct.
So I think maybe we should put it on Friday. Can we put it on there?
Yeah, we can do it.
And then we got it listed, and nobody can question it. That's my thought process.
Okay, yeah, that's
Not trying to talk you out of it, because I see you. But anyway, back to the jacks.
I'll put that on the agenda.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anyway, he brought me two jacks. One was the Emerson Model 220, said it would lift. And any of our vehicles that were unloaded, and the price he came up with was $2,873.96, and said he needed two of those.
That's the one that'll lift the sludge truck.
Yes. And portable airlift jackets for 1187. And
I think those, yeah, those are the ones we,
And then I've got one for 1577.60.
Question. Anything over $3,000, you guys have to bid, right?
No, 5,000.
Okay.
So. Anyway, you and I think came up with the exact same ones. So, and these were, would be two of these were 1510.
yeah, so on this, on the one that he's put on here, will it the sludge truck? Will it the sludge truck that's taking it is a 15 ton. So when I looked into research on it, we found 15 ton ones that were a little cheaper than 20, almost 2,900 a piece. Cause it has to be at least 15 tons to lift the sludge truck, yes. And instead of 20, almost 2,900 a piece, those are,
Yeah.
with those,
Same.
those would work. Yeah, I mean, we're just a little bit of research, we both know the same thing, but it's at a better cost.
And then you also found the one for 1577.
Yes.
My feeling is that the one that, those are the more expensive ones that he was wanting to get, that would lift the sludge truck if it was full. What are the chances that it's ever gonna be full and we have to lift it?
That would be like a major emergency,
Yeah.
but they can still empty it.
Yeah.
Well,
$2 sludge.
okay, so the sludge truck that we had, the old one weighed 36,000 pounds. And the newer one that we just got, I would say, I was told it's closer to 40,000 pounds, and that's empty. Full is gonna be almost 80,000 pounds. So if you're looking at 40,000 pounds, at 2 tons, that is, or 2,000, that would make it 20 tons.
Yeah.
So that's what we would need, is something that can lift 20 tons. If you get the 15 at the cheaper price, you're going to have something that's a little heavier duty, and it's gonna lift it. Shouldn't be inaccurate. Well, like Aaron said, what's the odds of the truck? It would be like
I don't think
one,
it's an 80,000 pound, it's just a,
80,000 total, if it's full.
got two axles, correct?
I don't know, I asked Johnny how much it weighed, empty and then full, and he said it would be between
Two axles.
40,000 empty and 80
Right?
full.
Do this right. That's two axles, they're 16,000 pounds apiece. Yeah. That's 36,000, and then the front axle allows 12. That's 48,000.
You came up with this one, which is 30 tons. And it was only 449.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. This one was twice as much as that, and you get two of them for $1,000.
Well, actually, we could order 4. I mean, order some extra ones, then that amount, I
Somebody
mean,
might take it home.
they can lift everything with it, but, I mean,
So, anyway, this one, this one, let's see what.
How much is the shipping, does it say? Yeah, pretty good, sorry, that doesn't say anything about shipping. shipping over? Where'd this come from? Northern Tools, I think.
It's got the,
NT.
I don't know, sure.
But even if it's shipping cost, what the thing costs, it's still cheaper than.
Yes, it's cheaper than.
We're purchasing these so we can fix the old stuff.
So we can fix this big portion here, we can have more than we can use that.
So we have some issues.
What'd you say?
So we have to send it to your phone.
You'd have to,
That very one that.
well, okay, here, I'm gonna, that's what I was showing. If you look, you just right here, see how it's flat right there?
Right,
And then goes under an action. This one right here is the bottom flat.
okay.
So it's just gonna slide on and off. You see what
Does it have
I'm
the
saying?
attachment? Can you get an attachment for it too?
Not that I'm aware of, I mean, I don't know who the company is.
I sent it to Toby Stone, so you can
Okay.
actually go on our website
Right, but this is
and
what,
look into it.
that's why this, we're gonna allow an action, so I don't know whether you could actually buy an attachment for that, you sure don't want weld on it. So that's part of the reason right there.
Can we get two of these?
I think you needed two of them, is what he told me.
Yes.
Okay.
Look out at the top part.
Right, I don't have that, I don't have the wings on the side, that's why I'm saying if we
But
had
I
two of
wonder
them,
if you
then.
had if you could order the attachment for it, because I sent you websites, I don't know what all you can get to accessories to them.
I mean, I know that it's a lot more weight, a lot of extra cars are flat like that too.
Well, this is.
Right, I see that, I like that, yeah.
That's a safety.
But it's-
Sure, like.
Yeah.
You see, this one here, this one, Emerson, that model 2220, it's the same way, so look, it's just a bottle jack top. So,
Probably need to ask Herman if that's fine.
that's everything I saw for safety features.
Do we want to save this for Friday too?
No.
I mean, that'll get Toby time to look some more stuff up.
Well, the only thing I was looking at was that flat part would be a safety type thing. But the other one that he already had right here, the 220, it's the same way as the one that you showed, so evidently he would think that they would work
Well,
all
I
right.
told you, it wouldn't hurt one to do those extra ones for that price tag.
Right.
We might be in for something, I'm sure. That's our Christmas in July.
I need a motion for something.
Yep, what do you guys wanna do?
We just want to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you guys think?
I'll make a motion to buy two American Forge battery box decks, 30-ton capacity from Northern Tools for $449.99. Plus shipping.
How much was the shipping, did y'all find out what it was?
It don't say on there, it just says factory ship, see shipping options.
Where are they located?
They're in Springfield now.
I'll second.
Oh, they're in Springfield?
Yeah.
Well, they just put them on, what's their name?
Well, when I go to the doctor on 16th, I'll swing by there.
Trucks got the same.
Yeah, that's actually.
Yeah, sure, okay, I don't, I wanna watch this. You just pick them
We
up.
might see what else they might have.
Okay, I'll second that.
Maybe we need to watch the director, see what else they got. You might have some more stuff than that we need.
Okay.
I think you did it, and Gail seconded
Oh,
it.
roll call. Perry,
Yes. Aye.
Orchard,
All right.
Waller, McAdams.
Aye.
And we missed, you added number 18 was supposed to be the employee manual, personnel policy.
It did not get put on the agenda.
Okay.
When I called for a person, added, it died in the air, so.
We'll just add Friday.
Okay.
We'll just make it a Friday pizza day or something, I guess, I don't know, Stetson's buying pizza. Oh, did I say that out loud?
So Stetson and his other salary folks will be bringing them up.
And the next thing on the agenda is the city administrator position. Since we decided not to come, we need to look for another one, I guess.
What?
Well, did we agree to put out applications?
Yeah, yesterday you told me to put it out, so I did. So it's out there. Haven't got anybody yet, but it's out there.
So that's one of the things that, Just Company also does. It does come with a cost. Cost, for advertising and putting in interviewing and all kinds of stuff that he does. So, I don't know if you want to listen to what he has. He can give you a quick synopsis and, or if you want to see like where it goes.
You want me to?
Sure.
Okay, I'm just gonna stand up here.
Okay.
I'll just stand up, you can hear me. As I told you before, I got into doing interims in 2010. And the idea of having an interim, I've learned a lot about it, is that if you get an interim and usually it's retirees, and I've got about I've got 6 retired city administrators, but we're doing some that way. Well, so you bring in an interim, the interim is there, and then what I got into doing in St. James is then our company does the interim and then does a search, okay? Now, I'll probably scare you all with this, but the big companies, when they go out to get a city manager, and Sherry, and I name them, they are, HR, SGR, and GT, and when cities go out, usually they spend, it's about $30,000 to go out and get you, that's for an executive search firm. So in St. James, what we did, since I was doing interims, we wanted to get into the business. And so we would bring in the interim, you pay that person so much, but we would include the search within that price. Now, we're competing against the bigger boys, and we do it for, well, we're doing Clinton, we're doing Chillicothe, I can't remember all of them, but anyway, and we charge $22.5. Now, we're getting down to how you go about it, and I can answer any of those questions with that details. But anyway, that's it. So that's your deal now. Just as an outside person, you know, and I did a quick salary survey, that's one of them, just within this building. And I completed that. I was just doing it because I got to go up and talk to Ashland and do the same thing. But let me, you probably are paying, you aren't paying, you know, in the market. What's happening is the salaries are going up. And for finance directors, you can't find, finance directors are almost making as much as city administrators. So anyway, and we look at that, we do the market, and all that, we put it together, and then we go through a process where we interview all of you, you know, you come up with the traits, we interview the staff. But it's gonna take when we do that process, usually, if we use an interim, they come in for, we do a 4-month contract with a possible extension to two. But if you start right now, if you do a full-fledged process, you know, it's gonna take you 6 months to get somebody, you know, I mean, you count on 6 months to get somebody here. Now, what I found in St. James is, well, they aren't moving. They aren't moving. You know why they aren't moving? Because of interest rates. Why move your family into a community when, you know, the interest rates are tough? And what also, when I started out, I was 22, I just want a job. I go anywhere, you know, just to get a job. The kids that are coming out with, you know, you only had to have a bachelor's degree, now you gotta have a master's, all those kids, I call them kids, bear with me, you know, all those kids that are getting into it, they're a different kind of breed, in my opinion. They wanna live in the urban area, and then, you know, because it can make more money, you know. Now, what happens, so in general, you might get lucky, and that's what happened in St. James, and, you know, we go through a whole deal about what we want the salary range to be and all that. They wouldn't budge. It was, and St. James has about 5,000 population, you know where St. James is. And they said, we aren't budgeting, you know, 100,000, that's the maximum we're going to go for salary. So then what you get, and then we go through where you're going to advertise. Well, most people want in Missouri, they want somebody in the Midwest, you know, so we advertise in kind of in our range, Illinois, Iowa, Nebraska, Oklahoma, most people. But we also advertise in the International City Management magazine, and I've got some other places where we advertise. Because the older people who are moving, they want to come home, or they got a grandson. So we hired a lady who was the ex-finance director of La Cruces, New Mexico. She was making $160,000. She took a pay cut to come to St. James, Missouri. Why? Because she had a daughter at Fort Leonard with a granddaughter, and she was at that stage where, you know, that it's quality of life. So that's kind of part of my stories, you know, stories, that's kind of what you're dealing with. But in my humble opinion, and when I ran into some of you a year ago, I don't know, were you there at that?
Yeah, we were there.
Oh, you were there were 2 tables and I sat down, yeah, okay, and then this year, I brought that these people. You are going to do it by just putting something in the newspaper, you know, if you're going to get some quality candidates. If that's what you want, you know, and there's a difference between, when I started, there were only 22, because all you had was a city manager form of government. And then they opened it up, and now we have 140 professional, you know, and most of them are city administrators. And that's a totally different deal, you know, what the ordinance says and the power of the mayor and all that. So anyway, that's just my bad, you know, I'm just telling you some of the stuff if you want to find somebody to run the city. So that's, and we got into competing, just, you know, my company's only been there since March of last year, and now we got, you know, we're doing just searches. We went out to Clinton, we did the same thing, said, you know, you could do this. They had a lady that was retiring, she'd been there 30 years. They said, no, we just want to do a search. So we're doing a search in Clinton and Chillicothe, and we just, anyway, I can tell you it all. So I just thought, that's 50 years of messing around in this stuff, so take it for what it's worth, and then you gotta fill it, and, if that's what you want. And Gino will be around, you know. Okay. I didn't talk too long. I should tell more stories.
Closed session.
I say we adjourn and close session.
It's almost 10 o'clock.